Hi there, welcome back to Sunnyside Journals. I have a very quick flip through today of two Christmas no-sew journals that I completed actually last September. And I realized yesterday, why am I hanging on to these when someone might be making plans and wanting to do December dailies this year, but maybe your schedule's too hectic. You're back to work after COVID. Working from home, and who knows? You'd still like to do December dailies. You don't have time to put together your own book for this year, or perhaps you would like a Sunnyside Journal version of it. Maybe you enjoyed the December daily I did last year. If you're not familiar with December dailies, it's something that happens in the crafting community. And it just simply is during the month of December, during the days that lead up to Christmas Day, it can be a nice thing to write in a journal. Some people do it as a way of expressing their art. Other people do it as a way of preparing themselves for spiritually for their holiday. And it's not even necessarily Christmas per se. It can be any celebration you may have at this time of year. And especially with these journals don't necessarily have um, the Christian aspect of this time of year on them, and could very easily be used for um, winter solstice celebration, that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you mine first that I did last year, because for the first time last year, I did December dailies, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I followed the list from Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. And apparently there are several creators who make their own lists. A good idea where to start from is either here on YouTube or over on Instagram, and simply do a search for December Daily. And you're going to get all kinds of ideas come up. And some people will make a list suggestion on what to do for each day of the lead up to your holiday that you celebrate. And so I followed Barbara's, but I tweaked it for me because I wanted her artistic challenge. For example, Barbara would say, do a collage that involves fabric, or do a collage that involves black and white, or like she would give you a challenge to maybe stretch yourself. And so I followed her list, but I also followed my own list because I wanted to create a journal that had stories uh, of Christmas past, from my childhood, from my children's childhoods, and also, of course, I wasn't there for it, but there are a few stories that my parents passed on to me from their own Christmases past. And I wanted to put it in a book that could possibly come out each year, and maybe someday my great 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 grandchildren would enjoy reading through this book and hearing about what we did, and the fun we had. So that was my point with this. So I made myself a list of the things that I knew I wanted to include in my Christmas past journal. I had my list of Barbara's um, things that uh, she wanted to challenge her followers with, and I accomplished both. So I recovered a Reader's Digest book, and it's a no-sew journal. So it works in a similar way to a traveler's notebook. You slide, in this case, folios, not a whole book. It's separate folios, so you can work on it a page at a time. So for mine, there are 3 signatures. There's 28 total pages, which gives you um, more than enough to do 25 installments and then some. And I did that on purpose for myself because I wanted to write an introduction. I wanted to write a follow-up conclusion. And I also included what I called the cast of characters page in case someday, somewhere, there will be children who don't know about their great great grandparents and what their names were and when they lived and died. So that's what I did. Anyhow, the reason I want to show you this, because I will put a link to my flip throughs. It took 2 flip throughs to get through this book that I created. Look at all that. Isn't that yummy? I'm so happy with how it turned out. Um, it took 2 flip throughs. I just wanted to explain to you because you're going to see in these new ones there's a big difference here. This is 28 pages. This is also 28 pages. But this is what happens 3 weeks later after you've worked in your December Dailies journal. Yes, 3 weeks. If you're doing collaging and you're a junk journaler, that's what can happen. So I've just got you started. Now you'll see this one looks very much like this one. I've used pages out of a book I have that was illustrated by Jan Brett for both journals. Now let me move mine out of the way and we can go through these ones. I've been referring to this beauty as gold because the metal on it, the eyelets, the book plate, the charm on the spine is gold. I've been referring to this one as silver. The book plate is silver. The eyelets are silver. There's a jingle bell and a key and a little tag that has an illustration from The Tailor of Gloucester, which is a Beatrix Potter Christmas story. So silver and gold, they're very similar. Although they're different, the bones of them are the same. They are recovered books that I took the text block out of. For whatever reason, they were being given away by my thrift store, and I thought I can make December dailies out of these books, and they'll be pretty. So you'll see here with these ones, I've used Baker's Twine. This one has gold and white, and silver has red and white Baker's Twine. And when you open up inside, you'll see the spine is covered in fabric. There's a tuck spot in the front. I've used some more of Jan Brett's illustrations here to make a tuck spot, and I've done some more detailing with little gold brads there. I really like how that turned out. And I think that's a great idea in case you're in a hurry and you want to tuck something in there. And I didn't do that in this one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put one in my book because I found a few extra things that I had thrown in my book and they fell out when I pulled it off the shelf. So I will be making myself a pocket. So there's a tuck spot in the front. The back is blank. You can create another tuck spot or you can leave it blank. You could put a library card. You could put your own name and date. The possibilities are endless. Now you're going to see here, there are 28 pages in here and they are folios. So you can slide them out to work on them. See how that moves? Which is a nice option. I liked that. I kind of get messy when I'm collaging. So it's nice to be able to pull it out of the book and not have this big bulky book hindering your artistic creative time. So you can slide it out, work on it, slide it back in when you're finished. Now, I realized after the fact, I tied these really tight and these are a double knot. They're not going anywhere. And if you're having trouble sliding those pages in and out, which I suspect could possibly happen, what I'm going to do with both journals, hold on, there they are again, is I'm going to send some extra gold twine along with gold, and I'm going to send some extra red and white twine along with silver, so that in the event that you need to snip these to take your pages out and work on them, you can tie them back in when you're all done. It's very simple. They're just tied in a double knot and then in a pretty bow, and then I just sort of slid them into place so that they're staggered there. So, as I said, 28 pages. I started you off with 4 pages of lace here. But if you're like me and you're going to be doing collaging in it, I didn't want to use all the pages up because I'm taking away your artistic opportunities. And yours is going to end up looking like this by the time you're done, with fabric ruffles and eyelet lace and other laces and stretchy laces. it, it's going to become this beautiful, beautiful um, Christmas celebration in a book. So I've put 4 in to give you a start. So on gold, we have this beautiful, majestic reindeer here on the front cover of the cover. The back is a Christmas tree, and it's so pretty. I just love this. And again, it's exactly like mine because I had 2 of Jan's books. These are not, I don't do digitals, first of all, because that's against the law. And it's a not nice thing to do to a fellow artist. These are actually from books that I have found at my thrift sources of Jan Brett's art. Inside, again, with the 28 pages, there are 12 in the front signature and then 8 in the second two. But you can move those around to whatever you like. Again, that's the beauty of a no-sew journal. Take it out, put it in. Maybe you want more pages in. This book will easily be able to handle you adding more of your own pages to it. Now let's take a look at silver for a second. Oh, wait, let me show you the charm. My charm on my personal journal has a key to the house that I grew up in. So it's very sentimental. Now this one, I put a little jingle bell and I put a charm of a snowflake. Let me lift this up so you can take a look. Put a charm of a snowflake and then a little tag that has Santa with some children on it. And I really like how that looks. Now, if this is driving you crazy, it's just tied on. You can take it off. You can put it back on when you've filled up your journal. Now, let's take a look at silver. Silver is similar, but a little bit different. There's a little girl here on the cover feeding the reindeer. And then on the back, the reindeer are flying over top, and there's a little boy on the back. So I kind of like that, almost a full family representation there. Now, if you know anything about Jan Brett's artwork, you'll recognize that this trim that I used on this one really, really matches the style of her artwork, the clothing that they wear, the decoration in the house, the blankets covering the reindeer. And this one, as I said, has the red and white twine holding in the folios and a jingle bell and a little silver key, maybe to symbolize a house in your memory somewhere in your Christmas past. And like I said, the little Taylor of Gloucester mouse there. Inside, again, same bones, just different presentation. Little pocket here with a fussy cut from the same Jan Brett book. I've included these in both books. I just had so many extras, and I thought maybe there's something that you'd like to do with these little journaling cards. So I'm tucking them in, and they're there for you to use as you wish. Same deal here, 12 pages in the first signature and 8 in the 2 following signatures. So there you go. These are ready for someone to start doing their December dailies. If it's something you want to do this year and you're not sure you'll have the time, or perhaps you've wanted a sunny side journal, well, here's a great opportunity to not only have a sunny side journal, but really, really make it your own. These will be in my Etsy shop very shortly. At some point this morning, I'm going to aim for about 10 a.m. New York time. I'm outside of Toronto, but we're on the same time schedule as New York. So in case you're trying to figure out what time that is, look for these to show up probably around 10 a.m. New York time. And if you're interested, I hope you'll go over and take a look. I'll put the link down below. And again, this one will be referred to as gold, and this one will be referred to as silver, just so you'll know which one you're looking at in my shop. Thanks for visiting. Oh, I thought of one last thing. In my um, December dailies, I put ties on it. Now, I put the ties in, hold on. I put the ties in before I put in the end papers, so they're just in that way. I didn't do that with these two, and it must have slipped my mind. If you happen to be one of the purchasers of silver or gold and you would like ties in the book, message me after you've purchased it. And I would be happy to put eyelets on here and put sari silk ties onto your journal so that you can tie them shut. Maybe you just want them like this, or maybe you'd like just a bow tied around it. Let me know. I'm certainly happy to do that before I pop them in the mail and get them on their way to you. So if you'd like eyelets in your covers, front and back, so that they can be tied shut. I know mine needs it. Mine needs these ties because I had a great month last December. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by today and spending some time with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.